Hello, my name is John Tomczak. I'm the creator of an application called the inContact Report Selector. I'd like to take this opportunity to give you a brief demo of how to use the inContact Report Selector and some of the value that's built into it. So the inContact Report Selector is an application that I put together about 6 months after I started working at inContact. I found that there were lots and lots of reports and reporting information that was available on the inContact central platform. However, the reports were located in several different places, and I had a difficult time remembering where everything was located and what information was available in each report. So I kind of gathered all that information together and put a more professional face on it and wrote this application. So I will take you for a walk through the application. The first thing I want to point out is that you do not need to log into the application, so you can just ignore this right here. That's only for me to access the development pages behind it. The first three buttons across the top give you various ways that you can search for reports. These are mutually exclusive options in that you can only choose one choice from the drop-down list. So for example, if I'm looking for a report by the name of the report, I can click this and click on it, and it'll take me to that report. And here in the report on the right-hand side, you can get such information as where to find the report in the inContact platform, the type of report it is, the refresh rate, a little description about the report, and then the fields and their definitions that are within that report. Okay. Another item that I want to point out is right here, the more information button. So all the reports, or most of the reports, have a more information button, which when you click on it will take you back to the nice inContact web page, which gives you more help, more explanation on that particular report. So it's kind of a neat feature that's built into the report selector. Going back to this filtering choice, if I click on a different report name, you'll see that I get no data. And that's what I mean by it being mutually exclusive. You can only choose one item from this drop-down. Okay, so let me clear that out. And the same is true of the where to find the report. For example, if I choose canned reports, which are pre-made reports, there are currently 22 pre-made reports that are in the report selector. And if I made another choice from this list, it would zero it out because, again, these are mutually exclusive choices. And the same is true of the type of report. If I choose one here, I will, like for example, in this example, I chose a type of report called configurations. There are 29 reports that we consider to be configuration reports. And if I choose a second one, of course, it zeroes it out. So that's what is meant by these three fields being mutually exclusive. Okay, the three other search areas under here are not mutually exclusive, which means you can multi-select or choose multiple options from their drop-down list. So let's see, the first one here on the left is called the top 20 fields. So as the name implies, I looked at all the reports that we have in the inContact platform and found, the most overlapping types of fields that were in those reports, and I put those into a list and I call those a top 20 list. So if I click on the top 20 list, you'll see that there's several there's 20 of these items here. So I'll choose, for example, agent name. So the number of reports went from 88 to 42. So it narrows down the list of reports that have that specific item in it. If I make another selection, let's say campaign number. All right, my choice went from 42 down to 11. So that means these 11 reports have those two options in it. And you can keep going and adding particular fields that you're interested in until it narrows down and gives you the list of the reports that contain that information. And just like we saw above in the mutually exclusive, when we get to a certain point of adding fields, you may get down to the point where there's no report available that shows that, in which case, if you can't find a report that contains the information you're looking for, it would probably be time to look at our custom reporting. So in this example, I've chosen four fields from the top 20 list, and it gives me 8 different reports on the platform that have that information in them. Let's take a moment and look at some of these. There's one thing I want to share, and that is you will sometimes see in the definitions, you'll see 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 titles with a vertical pipe select option, or a vertical pipe in between the names of the options. Here's one, here's another one, agent disposition, disposition code. And I wanted to briefly explain what those mean. Those are definitions that I found when researching all the reports that are in the platform, where the field name, there are different field names for the exact same definition. So the reporting process in the inContact platform has evolved over many years, and as new reports are added, sometimes the same definition is given a slightly different name or nomenclature in the new report. And I found quite a few of these, and wherever I came across those, I tried to consolidate their names under the same definition. It was an attempt to try to demystify, pardon me, the descriptions and make it easier for people to understand, as well as to make it so it's less confusing with the different names that we have. So whenever you see something that has a vertical pipe like this, that means that the names are referring to the same definition. Here's another one: agent name and name refer to the same thing. Okay. So coming back here to the example. So in this example, as I was doing here, I chose 4, and if I chose, there's 5. And I can just keep, going and adding. I'm up to 6 or so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different fields, and that narrows down my list of reports to 5. Okay. And again, each of these, you can always click on the More Information button, and it'll take you back to the inContact help webpage. All right, so let me clear these out. For the remainder of the fields that are available in the report selector, besides the top 20, that's what this search option is for. And you can see here there are many, many, many different field names across all of the inContact reports. Right now, I believe there's somewhere between 180 and 200 different field names that are in this select option here. And here also you can use the multi-select procedure, as we just saw on the other search. So for example, I'll choose agent name. That limited my reports from 88 down to 35. Let's see here. What else? Campaign name, and that limited from 35 to 10. And let's see, what else might I choose here? Okay, so here's an example where I chose the third item that I chose to put in this list came back and said there's no report that contains all three of those options. So just like we saw with the mutually exclusive. So again, this works just the same as the previous version, the previous top 20 list, and it narrows down the number of reports that are available here. The information, as I mentioned earlier, the information that changes here, it's dynamic, gives you a description and where to find the report and its refresh rate. Okay. Now, finally, the one thing I want to show here is that these two can actually work together. The top 20 and the all fields will actually work together. So, for example, I can choose a top 20 field, which is skill name, that limited my reports from 88 to 34. And then I can come in here and I can add things in the all fields column and keep narrowing down the number of reports that have those. So I went from 34 down to 15 reports. And let's see here. And there's another choice, or I added another field and it dropped it down to 6 reports that have those combination of reporting fields. Okay, so these two top 20 fields and all fields actually work in concert to give you a list of the reports that contain those specific fields. And I will clear those out. And then finally, I want to talk a little bit about the search box. So the search box is just an open search option. So if you just start typing something in, like I'll type in agent, and I find that the word agent is in 81 reports. Let's see here. Let's change it to agent state. And so if I was interested in the agent state, there would be 5 reports that have the agent state as one of its fields. This search box is also a great way to find a definition of something. So if you're unsure of the definition of one of the fields that are in an inContact report, you can type it in here, and if it comes up, of course, that means it's in one of the reports, and then you can scroll down that report and find the agent state, and then you have a definition of it. Okay, so for example, in this case, the agent state is also called the state code, outstate code, unavailable code. So it has several different names, and the definition is given right here. So this, the inContact report selector also acts like a definition, like a dictionary of the different sort of fields that we have within the reporting process. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers everything there is to show about this. It's a pretty straightforward program, and if you have any comments, questions, or feedback, you can reach me at the email address right here. Thank you very much.